Hello, this is Brent Kennedy. As part of my capstone project for MBAD-6990 through Robert Morris, I have done a Howmet Aerospace strategic analysis. Howmet is a company that was formed in 2020, splitting off from Arconic, who split off from Alcoa. So it was Alcoa, was created in 1888, split to Arconic in 2016, and then to Howmet Aerospace in 2020. For my analysis, I'll give an overview of the company and industry, move into a more detailed analysis, and then finally give a recommendation for Howmet moving forward, one that's focused on a more strategic approach towards research and development, specifically as it relates to aerospace technologies of the future. As I mentioned, Howmet was really started back in the very early days of Alcoa. My role from 2018 and 2019, I worked for Arconic through a few of their various locations in the U.S. through an engineering training program. And then Howmet was formed in 2020 with the split of Arconic. The company designs, manufactures, and supplies aerospace products and services. Their structure is broken down into 4 distinct divisions. The first is engine products, which focuses on their production of components for the aerospace engines and gas turbines. The second is fastening systems. The third is engineering structures, which is part of the business that produces multi-material parts that are utilized in making airplanes and vehicles. And finally, Forged Wheels is tied to the commercial truck industry and forges strong aluminum wheels. As mentioned, Howmet is involved in the aerospace industry as well as the commercial trucking industry. While there are some innovations in the latter, Howmet's focus is heavily on shifts in the aerospace industry. After all, 62% of its revenue is directly tied to aerospace. The industry tends to involve advancements in materials, technology, and sustainability. Howmet is therefore influenced by developments such as lightweight materials for fuel-efficient aircraft, additive manufacturing, and the growing desire for sustainable aerospace solutions. There are some additional trends in the industry that have tremendous potential impact, such as electric and hybrid propulsion, automation, and the integration of AI, and then space exploration and tourism. These trends all lead to my final recommendation for Howmet to develop more into the development for products catered to these industries. As a publicly traded company, Howmet's top investors they include large corporations that have a tremendous vested interest in their success. Other stakeholders include customers, employees. They do employ over 20,000 people that are dependent on financial stability, benefits, and a safe work environment. The communities that Howmet impacts across the globe. Howmet suppliers would be interested in steady, long-term relationships, quality requirements, costs, and fair terms. And while Howmet remains one of the top leaders in the aerospace components industry, its competitors closely monitor their actions and how they affect market dynamics. In 2020, John Plant took over as CEO of Howmet Aerospace. His entry into this leadership role came at a crucial time for Howmet, who had just split off of the larger company Arconic. With this spin-off, Howmet would be focused solely on engineered products for aerospace applications, leaving Arconic to handle the company's rolled aluminum products. And with this shift, the company took on a much more innovative approach, narrowing down its focus and commitment to the aerospace industry. Plant does seem to be well suited for his position. In his few years at the helm, he's positioned Howmet in a strong position among competitors, due largely to the existing corporate culture within the company, but also with credit to his own strategic implementation. Howmet engages in related diversification with its continued evolution of aerospace and defense technologies. As these industries require different products and materials, Howmet tends to follow suit and allocate their resources accordingly. Many of Howmet's products are the result of decades of company secrets and specialized practices. Therefore, they should and will continue to leverage this advantage. Howmet is able to capitalize on their existing knowledge and technologies to adapt to the incremental changes their customers are making. Internationally, Howmet experienced 41% of its sales outside of the Americas, with the majority of that business coming from Europe. With major airplane engine companies based in Europe, such as Rolls-Royce, Howmet has been wise to set up many facilities in the UK and their engine products segment. A risky yet possible area for growth and competitive advantage would be to expand facilities and marketing initiatives in the Asia Pacific, where their market share is quite low. A five forces analysis aids in determining the potential profitability of companies in the aerospace industry. Out of the five forces for Howmet specifically, rivalry among competitors is perhaps the most significant. Howmet has certainly experienced pressure to keep up and outperform their competitors. To relieve this pressure, they have relied heavily on their history and traditional relationships with long-standing customers. Another emphasis is on quality. Howmet is known very well for their reliable products. While international competition may offer cheaper labor and materials that Howmet frankly cannot compete with, they are wise to focus on the quality of their products and reputation. Finally, a focus on innovation and investment in R&D is a substantial part of relieving the pressure coming from competitors. Howmet is adequate in this area, but could certainly be doing more to develop new technologies, as I mentioned. Each of Howmet's segments are under substantial pressure from competition. While many of the products used to be proprietary to Howmet, they are now able to be duplicated by competitors using similar manufacturing techniques. Yet, Howmet is still a market leader in many of their key markets, despite this heavy competition. Some of their competitors include Precision Cast Parts Corporation, ATI, and Leasy Aerospace. These competitors are able to compete, simply put, because they do many similar things well. They operate in the same way and spend significant resources geared towards low costs, while still maintaining quality. Howmet is able to gain some distance from the competition due to their long-standing customer relationships and state-of-the-art capabilities. Howmet had a very solid year in 2022. As seen by their stock price since inception in 2020, Howmet's stock has seen a relatively steady increase even through the pandemic. Compared to 2021, sales increased by 14% in 2022. While much of the increase can be attributed towards inflation, it's worth noting the 87% increase in income from continuing operations before income taxes, a significant jump demonstrating management's success in making operations more efficient. To better isolate Howmet's core competencies, their key resources and capabilities are shown in the VRIO framework, which enables a quick overview of what Howmet does well. As mentioned, these resources are fundamental to Howmet's success. The following summarizes major highlights of Howmet's most outstanding attributes. From a value standpoint, Howmet's highly skilled workforce of over 20,000 individuals spread around the globe is a network of extreme value to the company. Now, rarity. Howmet's numerous locations with strategic positioning is difficult for competitors to duplicate. It enables unique collaborations that are highly touted in the aerospace industry. When it comes to imitability, Howmet holds a vast number of patents and proprietary secrets that are unique to its products and have been proven difficult to replicate. With its organization, Howmet is positioned appropriately with an adaptive supply chain that can respond to external changes. Looking at some more factors that affect Howmet, a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats or SWOT analysis is a sensible method to analyze Howmet's competitive position and identify planning strategies. Key elements of the analysis are shown here in the figure. While a strong employee base in the U.S. and close ties to the government defense keep business moving steadily, there is a lack of presence in the eastern part of the world. It is limited by many factors relating to American defense and security that are not within the organization's control. The threat of international competition will likely have an increasing impact on their less proprietary products such as forged wheels. For this reason, again, there is an opportunity but also a need to continue to invest more resources towards innovative aerospace technologies. From the various analysis techniques, a core competence matrix was created, shown here. Useful strategies were developed from the matrix. While more detail is of course provided in the report, a summary of potential strategies from the matrix are as follows. Expanding operations globally has potential, but regulatory restrictions and government regulations are a substantial crutch when it comes to exploiting this opportunity. It's mentioned as a possibility, though Howmet would have to take on a high level of legal fees as well as risking trust in the defense industry. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the business, Howmet has always been subject to external, economic, and political factors such as these. Their products are diversified with the aerospace and transportation industries, but are by no means spread across the economic landscape. Looking into unrelated diversification is a possible strategy for Howmet and would likely mitigate the risks to the aerospace industry. While success in this strategy has a high upside, it comes with an equally high risk and long-term investment. The third presented opportunity is the specific recommendation from this study. There's abundant evidence that points towards technological trends in the aerospace industry. Howmet can only accommodate the demands of its customers with a more streamlined, systematic, invested approach to their research and product development efforts. Perhaps Howmet's greatest attribute is the quality of its product and trust of its traditional customers that they will continue to make innovative and safe products for the aerospace industry. While this is a great safety blanket, Howmet cannot settle and needs to do more in regards to research and development of new materials, new technologies, and better ways to operate and manufacture from a more autonomous foundation. From an ROIC analysis comparing Howmet to its competitors, their investment in R&D does not stand out from its competitors by any means. Successful businesses between Howmet and its competitors in the coming decade will be those that are first to market in green aviation initiatives and advanced materials innovation. Howmet has the resources to take on this digital and technological transformation, but must be willing to take the calculated risks to do so. The company has proven its success throughout their storied history. They compete year in and year out with the highest level of global, cutthroat competition. Long-standing relationships, infrastructure, operational expertise, and a talented employee base are core competencies that Howmet should continue to cherish and exploit for the future. However, there's much to be done, and some complacency can be sensed based on the company's own assessment of its performance. Emerging technologies will likely have the most extreme impact on Howmet's business in the coming years. The demands from Howmet's customers will certainly lead to more success only if they are prepared from a research and product development standpoint. Traditional efforts to incrementally improve their products will not be enough to distance themselves from competitors. Howmet has positioned themselves on the precipice of astounding innovation and profitability. How they capitalize on the coming technological shifts will determine their success moving forward. And with that, thank you for listening and watching. That concludes my presentation and strategic analysis of Howmet Aerospace. Thank you.